This sword is from the ship. There was a half dozen of these made by our prop master, Eric Nelson, and they're made out of aluminum with thin steel on the hilt, of which Sloth and Davi, or myself and Robert Davi, had a sword fight sequence that we rehearsed. This sword is the sword that was One-Eyed Willy's sword. This sword is the one that Sloth uses for the sword fight sequence with Joey Pantalones and Robert Davi, the Fratelli brothers. And if you see the nicks and damage to the blade, that was because when we were rehearsing, this sword, hitting this sword would break it. These aluminum doesn't bend. It just breaks. And this sword was so much bigger and heavier than this sword that these kept snapping. This is the only one that survived to the point where it was used by Joey Robert Davi to get the pinchers of peril off of Joey, which is a funny story in itself. And then this is also the one that Mama used to force Kerry Green off the gangplank. Although it was never used in the film, this was the One-Eyed Willy sword, and this is the one that Sloth used. All this was customized for me, and if you see the hilt here, they've got to keep my hand from sliding back on it, so I had more control. And this is really made for my hand, and for the use of Sloth in this scene. Every one of these marks on the blade were made during the filming of the Goonies and the sword fight rehearsals that we used. These two swords are in the same condition today as they came off the ship.